It's time for Around the Ozarks Sports Scene, sponsored by Thompson Sales, Fast Break Sports, and The Pitch. Here's your host, Scott Puryear.
Welcome into another edition of Around the Ozarks Sports Scene. I am Scott Puryear. As always, big thanks to you for tuning in and watching this podcast each week as we talk sports in the Ozarks. Big thanks to our sponsors, Fast Break Sports, The Pitch Pizza and Pub, and Thompson Sales. We'll talk more about them toward the end of the program here as we do each week. But going to have some fun today. Going to talk to a couple of big guys, a combined almost 650 pounds of fun from Nixa, Missouri. They are the offensive linemen that are going to be, I guess they're officially seniors now for the Eagles, who were the Class 6 state runners-up last year. And they're coming off last weekend in Jeff City where they finished first and second in both the shot put and the discus at the Class 6 state track and field championships in Jeff City. They are Jackson Cantwell and Hayden Mays. Guys, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having us on.
Yeah, thank you.
Gotcha. And I meant to, and I forgot to. I was going to introduce Hayden first instead of Jackson, just so it's not always Jackson Cantwell and Hayden Mays, in that order. So, Hayden, I apologize. We'll do that. We'll go to you first on most of the questions, okay?
Good with me.
All right. Well, and the reason I'm having both of you on, obviously, is because of the success you've had in football and track the last 3 years. But more than anything else, it's just about the relationship and the friendship you two have and the competitive nature between the two that's really something special. And, Hayden, every time that you reach a personal record, Jackson may have gone a little further. You're always congratulating him on Twitter. When he announced, of course, Jackson Cantwell is the number one high school football recruit in the country. He announced last month he was going to Miami. Your tweet was about congratulating him, and he's the best teammate and friend you could ever have. So I kind of wanted to dive into your relationship between the two of you, how it started, how it continues to push you guys, and of course winds up with you guys finishing first and second. Jackson first, Hayden second in the shot put and the discus last week, and it's kind of fun that you guys have the nickname Shake and Bake, from the legend of Ricky Bobby, Talladega Nights, where Ricky and Cal Naughton Jr. had a special relationship. Hayden, just kind of talk about last weekend and I guess the scene in Jeff City where Jackson missed the national record by 1 centimeter, and you had a personal best in the shot.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Day one disc was great. We both threw PRs, and it was a lot of fun. There were a lot of people watching, a lot of people getting into the competition. Then day two was kind of the event everyone came for. Everyone was crowded around the shot rings. There's gates around the sectors, and everyone's right up on there. And everyone they were there for a show, and I'd like to think we put one on pretty well. Especially
Jackson, 1 centimeter. I mean, really? Come on. Could they not find a centimeter somewhere out there to get?
Well, they could have steel taped that off if they wanted to really try to do that, because I'm sure they could have gotten a centimeter out of the stiffer tape measure, because some of those tape measures are a little bit worn down over time. But I'll take a 2-foot PR any day. I have no complaints there.
Did you think about the steel tape? Could you have said something, or was your dad down in the area? Because I'm sure he was probably thinking that too, wasn't he?
I mean, I'm sure it was more of an after-the-fact thing, but we just didn't think about it at the time. I definitely would have at least tried it had I known, but it's fine. I'm still more than okay with how that went. I just wish I could have gotten that 2380. It was a foul I had that I swear was around 2380. If I could have got that in bounds, it would have been insane. So we'll see if I can do that in a couple weeks.
The video of it kind of short hopped the fence at the very back. I mean, what would have happened if you'd hit the fence on the fly? What would they have done?
So we asked that question after, and the best thing they could come up with is they're going to measure up the fence. But I mean, that's kind of wild. They would have had to do that for sure.
What would that have been if you'd hit the fence on the fly? Would that have been 78 or 80 or what?
I'm sure something in the 78 range. 80 would have been if it was decently up the fence, because then the middle was probably about 78.
What's that like, Hayden, for you guys in that environment? I mean, because there's a lot of kids that might melt in it a little bit, with that many people watching and maybe get too pumped up. For you guys, you've been doing it for 3 years now. What was that like for you? And how much extra do you get out of that? Because, I mean, you went 60 feet 2 inches in the shot, which is that's a few inches over your personal best, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was about 5 inches. That environment, I mean, it gets you going, especially like seeing him hit big throws. I mean, it helps. I would like to think it helps both of us. Like, you just try and build off each other, like build off each other's energy and everyone's support. I mean, it'll help you throw far if you use it right. Absolutely.
And Jackson, that was, like we mentioned, a centimeter away from a 50-year-old record that's still there. And you kind of hinted at it afterward that you kind of got reinvigorated on shot put and discus at the state meet, and maybe even kind of talked about there's still a decision in your mind about whether you enroll early at Miami next year or stay and finish your senior season of track. Where are you on that right now?
Yeah, I mean, that decision is not fully made. I mean, I definitely think enrolling early is still kind of in the lead right now as far as what I want to do, because I think football is going to be what's most important down the line. However, I mean, it kind of reinvigorated, as you were saying, like my love for track and field a little bit. Like, it was really cool to have that kind of a performance to think about like what I could do next year if I like prepared better.
Is it a given that you're going to throw the shot at Miami, or have you made that decision?
I think it's actually probably less than likely, really. I mean, like, it's that's something that I probably will not end up having a lot of time to do, even if I was gonna do it in college. It's really, really hard to with the way spring ball is now. But I mean, that's something I've considered, because they would be willing to make accommodations for me to do so. But it's not going to be easy if I were to do it. So that's something that, like, it would be very inconvenient. I'll say that, but it could be cool to do as well. So I'm still considering that, but probably not.
What is the difference between the high school shot and the college shot in terms of the actual shot? Is it a bigger weight?
It's 4 pounds heavier for the college shot. It's high school shot is 12 pounds, the college one is 16 pounds.
So if you train now and continue to train, and let's say you finish your senior year and you went to Miami and you decide to throw the shot as a freshman, how do you think you could do in the NCAAs as a freshman, given where you are now with the high school shot?
I mean, my guess is, like, if are you saying, like, after, like, let's say I stayed till June and then, like, did that, or if I came in January?
Yeah, one more year of high school training and everything, and then went down there in your freshman year at Miami, if you threw the shot, could you qualify for an NCAA championships, you think?
I think I can qualify now, but I mean, the 2027 NCAA season, I feel like I would be I feel like I'd have a chance to, I mean, honestly, like, if I did it still, I think I'd have a chance to win. But that's just kind of like, I mean, obviously you don't know how the progressions are going to work, but I don't see a world where I don't throw the college shot 20 plus meters next year. I think I could probably do something like that now. So, I mean, we'll just have to see. But I think that's something that I could absolutely do if I continue training for it. I mean, I think by the time I get to 2027 season, if I was still training, I don't know what I would be at, but I'm sure I could get somewhere close to 21 something meters.
And that would translate to what in feet? I can't do the math.
I mean, maybe like, I mean, I can throw if I can throw the college shot about, I'd say like 61 right now. That sounds about right. 61, 62, somewhere in there. Surely I can get to like 68 by that point. I mean, 68, 69, somewhere in that realm.
Could you throw the shot 80 feet next year in high school if you came back?
I mean, I'll put it this way. It's possible that I would stay the same. It's possible I can gain 5 feet and break the overall national record. I mean, that's something that I'm not 100% sure yet. It depends on a lot. I mean, there's a lot of factors that can play into that, but I think I'd have a chance, which I don't think there's a lot of people. I think the last person to have a chance was about 10 years ago, but I think I'd have a chance, and that's something that's really cool.
Hayden, you threw it 60 feet 2 inches this time. What's your goal for next year?
Honestly, right now, I want to see how close I can get to about the 20-meter range. Which is about 65 feet. I think if I keep training in next year, I think I could probably hit that by the end of the season.
And do you think you're better at the shot or the discus?
Personally, I tend to think I'm better at the disc, at least in terms of nationally ranking. I'm about top 25 in the disc and about not as high in the shot. I don't know the exact ranking, so I tend to have a better feeling for the disc.
And we should point out that, while Jackson's got attention nationally for football and track and his decision, you've got the same decision. I mean, you guys start on the same offensive line. You're 6'5", 300 pounds. Jackson's 6'8", about 450 now. Jackson, know what you said, or 5? Where are you?
Somewhere about 325 pounds. We'll get there one day. The bulk
I don't want to
begins
see if he
now.
catch that or not, but you're letting yourself go now, aren't you? After the decision, you're going to come back at 350 for the Eagles next
See
year,
that.
aren't you?
Well,
Do you think?
I saw Desmond Watson run a 5.9 at 460, and I was like, I got to see if I can beat that at 460. So we're gonna try.
Do you think Perry would get on you if you came back at 350 for football in the fall?
I mean, I'm sure I'd hear a joke or two, but I don't think it'd be him. I think it'd be my dad. So we'll see. We would see how that would go for sure.
Could you still outrun Perry at 350?
I could outrun Perry, and this is no offense to Perry. I could outrun Coach Perry at 500.
Hayden, can you outrun Coach Perry?
I can outrun him now for sure. I don't know exactly what weight it would take me to be behind him, but I absolutely can.
Okay.
Again, no offense to Coach Perry.
Yeah. You guys, you don't want to run the 1st of August, right, when you report there. So, well, and I think one of the coolest things about Hayden, and just to give people an idea of, what his life has been like for 3 years, that shot put heave that he had last week in Jeff City would have won a state championship in the largest class division in Missouri in 19 of the 22 years since 2000, where Jackson Cantwell wasn't in the state meet. Your discus throw that finished second, 59.35 in the discus, would have won the state discus championship in 20 of the 23 years that Jackson hasn't been in. And of course, it's 23 years because both of you lost to Noah Isaiah of Seckman back in when you guys were freshmen. And of course, now being juniors and going into your senior year. So, Jackson, I mean, talk a little bit about Hayden and just how people maybe don't understand how good he's been over 3 years and how much he's improved in that time as well.
We just don't see it because he'll be the guy having a lot of headlines written about him otherwise. Because, I mean, he would be the dual state champion in both. I mean, it would have been definitely a pretty cool finish in the discus for sure, because what people didn't see is like he battled really hard to end up taking second back in the discus. And that was something that he wasn't guaranteed coming in. So he knew he was gonna have to fight, and he did just that. And the shot, I mean, just shutting the door on everybody with 18:30 in the 3rd round, I believe it was. I mean, that's something that, like, there's the competitive nature, and he gets there in big meets. That's why I'm excited for Nike Outdoor Nationals, because I think he could definitely get there in the disc. I mean, I threw 58 meters last year after getting 20 minutes between the shot and disc competitions and ended up medaling. So I could see him in a big moment being able to do just that, because he's been able to execute under pressure before.
Tell me about that meet. It's the last meet for both of you this summer. When is it? Where is it? And what are the expectations there for both of you? Jackson, you first.
Yeah, so I'll start with my expectations. I mean, I'm going to the U20 championships as well as the Nike Outdoor Championships. They're on back-to-back days in Eugene, Oregon, and Tracktown, USA. I'm throwing just the shot. I'm throwing the 6 kilogram shot first on day 1. I'm going to try to see if I can break the record of 22:06 with that. And then I got the high school boys championship there, and the goal is just win and throw as far as possible. I mean, that's pretty much it.
And this is in Eugene, Oregon, right?
Yeah, at Hayward Field. Should be. It's probably the best competition in the country every year.
Yeah, you're probably not the most popular guy in Eugene, Oregon right now, are you?
Yeah, I mean, they love their track there. I think they follow track regardless. You got so many good track athletes that have come through there. I'm sure they'll be okay.
Yeah. And Hayden, you're going to the same meet, correct? The high school one, right?
Yes, sir. I'm not.
What's your goal?
I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be throwing the shot, but I will be throwing the disc. And honestly, like, I don't have too many specific goals, but I want to see how far I can throw. I mean, I want to see how close I can push that 200-foot barrier in the disc, and I just keep improving, keep throwing as far as I physically can. So I'm going to keep training hard to make sure I can do it.
Okay, Hayden, let's be honest now. Talk to me. This is a safe space. You can talk to me about this. It's okay if you want to scream out right now, Jackson Cantwell, I wish you were never born. Or Jackson Cantwell, why did you move to Nixa? How do you not have those feelings for this guy, given what you've done for 3 years?
I mean, I wouldn't have done what I've done for the last 3 years without him. I know in 7th grade, he was the guy, whenever I didn't want to do track, he was the guy who took my phone and signed me up. He was the guy who first took me out to throw. I mean, like, I wouldn't be here at all without him. So, I mean, I'm more than thankful for having him around.
So there's no threat of you poisoning his food his senior year or or maybe suffocating with a pillow in his sleep or anything like that?
Not quite. We might make some jokes, but I don't know if I'll actually act on them.
Jackson, how do you?
I probably
what do
almost
you
got
have to say?
suffocated at state while we were waiting for the next day, though. Sure, we had a very fun time just during the downtime up there, but we'll see.
Jackson, talk about the way Hayden's handled this. I mean, being the Cal Naughton Jr. and shake and bake to your Ricky Bobby, and just the grace he's shown and the support as a teammate for 3 years.
Well, the great thing about track is that, obviously you compete against other people, but at the end of the day, you're really competing against yourself, because it's not like I can go into the ring and knock him out while he's throwing. It'd be a more fun sport if you could, in my opinion. But it's you versus the tape measure, really. They give out medals for it, but you can track your progress versus what you do. And that's kind of the cool part of it, is we're just competing against our past marks and what we've done. Obviously, you want to win state, you want to win NON, you want to win Kansas relays. But at the end of the day, it's about just getting better and trying to do better than you did the day before.
Hayden, how cool has it been? I mean, you got Jackson to watch and learn from, but having Christian Cantwell, his dad, it's an Olympic silver medalist over there, and nearby and coaching, and I'm sure you're soaking that in because he's helping you as well. And then, of course, I love Terry Cantwell, mom. She's an Olympian too. She's probably got her thoughts on the shot. But what's that been like for you, just to be around that family and soak in the knowledge in the shot put and the discus?
It's been great. I know all of us, anytime we have questions or want to talk about something within my throw or someone else's throw, there's always plenty of conversation to be had because of all the insight they have. And honestly, the whole family's willingness to help. And that's absolutely helped me get to where I am today.
Let's go back to when you guys first met. What grade was it? What do you remember from the first encounter? Because Hayden, you're a lifetime Nixa schools guy. Your mom's been a teacher in the Nixa system. You actually would have, if you went to where you lived, you'd go to the Kickapoo district, but you chose to go with your mom to Nixa from day one. When did Jackson show up, and what was your reaction to seeing this overly large kid like yourself in the classroom?
He moved in beginning of third grade, and first time we met, it was nice to see another tall kid who was also into the same things I was, was always good at school, and just it was nice to have someone else who had my same interests and who I was able to talk to, and we've been making better friends ever since. So it's been great.
Jackson, what do you recall about that first meeting with Hayden?
We were in, it was just gifted school whenever we were in third grade. And I don't know, we just kind of hit it off from there. I think he covered pretty much all the good points. It was just around that time we just started hanging out. And then we hung out a lot more when we got to junior high. And that was kind of when the whole football friend group originally formed. And that was kind of where we ended up hanging out the most.
Any truth to the rumor that you two got much bigger faster because you stole lunch money from all the little kids back in those days, or not? No,
I don't think so. I don't know. Not that I can recall, at least. But
Jackson, did you take it? Did you threaten anybody, or did you collect bodyguard money from anybody back then?
I don't think they've had lunch money since the 2000s, but it's. I'm sure I ate multiple lunches back in the day. I remember doing that very vividly, but I don't think there's any way you could do that. I don't think I knew how to hack into Power School as a kid, so I don't think I would have known how to do that.
Okay, that was a good shot at an old guy there with the lunch money reference. We forget now that it's all computerized now and everything. Good play there, Jackson. So you get to 7th grade, you play football together. Has it always been one of you on one side of the line and the other one on the other, pretty much, or not? Hayden?
I can take this one if you want, because we've done a lot of different things. I played tight end in junior high, and he was an offensive tackle. And there was a time where he was our third offensive tackle. So we went in we had a jumbo formation with both of us played the tight ends on both sides. So it'd be 6 linemen plus me. So it's basically 7 linemen. And in junior high, it's hard to stop that, really. That's not easy. And I know freshman year, we played left tackle and left guard. And then last year he was the right tackle, I was the left tackle. This year he'll end up lining up next to me at guard, and I think that'll just be what's better for our offense and kind of what we do. And it's worked out pretty well also because he's a good communicator and he's a good guy to play next to.
600 pounds of line on one side next year at guard and tackle. That's pretty good. Let me ask you this. Okay, it's first and goal to 5, and you guys convinced Coach Perry to go power with Hayden leading the way and you carrying the ball, Jackson. What percentage of scores do you guys get on runs from inside the 5 if you line up in that?
He's at like fullback. We're saying, are we like power I here? This is just
power
running
I,
straight in.
He's the lead back. You're the ball carrier at the back.
All right. I mean, we're gonna have 7-0 linemen on the field because we got to have some other guys up front. But I mean, if Hayden can make the kick out block, I think I get in there.
You think you can make it? Hayden, you going to try to catch a touchdown pass next year? They let Jackson do it this year.
I started asking when they put in that play for him, and so far the answer I've heard is maybe. So I mean, there's a chance we get one this year. Who knows? Might have to work on my hands a little bit.
What's the outlook like for football? I mean, you guys, you're that close. I mean, you're maybe a successful 4th down away in the final 2 minutes from tying the game and forcing overtime in a state championship game. You got a very talented quarterback back and Adam McKnight. And you always seem to be able to find skill guys at Nixa. What you guys feel like next year's your year to go that one more step and win state?
Yeah,
Hayden?
Absolutely, man. I think if we can put together some of the pieces I know we have on our team, I don't see a reason why we don't make it back to the state game like we did last year.
What was the overall reaction, Jackson, after that game and being that close?
I mean, I'll put it this way. I was personally happy to get there because that was the best season Nixa had no matter what. So I was able to take it with a grain of salt whenever we did end up winning. However, we just did not play very well. We've had a streak where, honestly, we just haven't played very well in big games. So it kind of hurts whenever we just didn't execute at a high level during, like, the biggest game of the year. That's something that'll kind of stick with me a little bit going into this year because we've gotten these big games. We just have not executed very often. Even against Lee Summit North, we didn't play great. We got a little bit lucky at the end with a good 2-minute drive, but we didn't play our best ball, and we just want to play our best ball going into that game, and that's something we haven't done yet. So we're going to try to re-engineer some things to do that this year.
And again, Jackson, you've been a 3-year starter, getting in the varsity games. So what about the 3rd or 4th game, your freshman year, I think, and been a fixture there ever since. Hayden, you've worked your way into the lineup. It wasn't always a given for you. Kind of talk about your journey to being one of the better linemen in the state.
Yeah, so freshman year, I mean, I was just on the freshman team trying to work as hard as I could. Sophomore year, we had a really good offensive line group, and so I was kind of in like the 7 spot. I was basically just stuck on JV. Last year, I finally worked my way back up, and I got a chance to start, and I'd like to think I did as well as I could. So I think I made a pretty natural progression, as most people do, up to the varsity level. So.
I think we lost Jackson for a second. We'll wait for him to get back here in just a second. And have you ever played defense? Have you had a desire to play defense?
I played defense through freshman year. I wasn't quite as good at defense, and so I whenever we made it up to grades past freshman, you kind of had to pick, and so I stuck with offensive line.
What is the difference from a skill standpoint? I mean, is it a mentality, to be a defender, or what do you think it is?
I'm not 100% sure. I know to be a defensive lineman, you do have to have a different mentality. But I mean, offensive line, it's like I want to protect my teammates and I want to help put points on the boards. And so defense, can be a little bit demoralizing sometimes if you go against good offenses. And my particular skill set in that area just was never the greatest. And so I stuck with offense.
Let's talk about your options. I know you've got several football and track on the table with several schools. Kind of talk about some of the offers and some of the places going into your senior season now that you're really taking a good look at.
Yeah, so I have a couple D2 offers. Like I have Southwest Baptist and Northwest Missouri State. I've got Benedictine. I have a couple other schools up in like the South Dakota area. But And so I'm kind of looking at those right now. But I also have schools talking to me saying, I can do track at their school if I wanted to. And so I'm kind of just weighing out my options right now, trying to see like what all I can do right now.
And you're a 31 ACT, which is phenomenal. What are you thinking academically? Is there anything particular you want to do right off the bat?
Right now, I'm kind of looking at the engineering field. I've always been good at math and science, and so that was just kind of a natural field for me to want to go in. And I mean, it seems pretty interesting to me, so I'm going to keep riding it until I can figure out for sure what I want to do.
Jackson, we were talking about Hayden's options, his recruiting. Of course, the big news last month was when you picked the University of Miami over Oregon, Georgia, and Ohio State. Now that kind of the dust has settled and you had a chance to catch your breath and you look back, what do you really say in your mind was the deciding factor to pick the Canes?
I mean, at the end of the day, it came down to my relationships with the head coach and offensive line coach. I would say definitely the academics and the campus stuff also helped a lot. I think it's a great university. I think it's somewhere I really want to study at. And at the end of the day, I just thought it was the best fit for me when I was down there. I mean, I'd been twice. I was down there for 3 days. I just thought at the end of the day, I was like, I could absolutely see myself playing here. And that was kind of what I'd say, that and the relationship. Coach Mirabal and Coach Cristobal, they talk to me every day. We've talked about ball, we've talked about life, we've talked about everything there is. And I think that's kind of what drove it over the top, really, is no other school did that as high of a level as they did.
And I mean, it was a big factor for you and the family on who prepares you best for the next level after college, correct? And you really felt like those coaches at Miami, with their background and their history, were maybe positioned to do that better for you?
Yeah, I think they definitely can do a great job with that. I mean, Coach Mirabal is one of the best in the business, and Coach Cristobal is an O-line guy through and through. I mean, I think those two guys do a fantastic job preparing me. Some guys have had in the past, and some of the guys they've played early. If you look at like Cam Robinson, Panay Sewell, Francis Malinois, some of those guys they've had like within the last 10 years under their tutelage that have played early. I mean, that's something that like there could be like obviously they think I could be my own person and not have to fit into one of those molds, but being able to mimic some of that success is something that they could see in me for sure.
What's your summer going to be like without trips to campuses and stadiums and everybody saying sweet nothings in your ear? I mean, what's the summer going to be like after these next couple track meets for you?
Well, I'm going on my official visit this weekend, so that should be fun. But after that, I mean, I'm probably just going to be staying around here and just getting better. I mean, that's been the plan for a while.
Where are you on the weightlifting stuff in terms of trying to catch your dad in some of those categories? We've talked about that a lot in the past. Have you passed him or caught him on some of them?
Not yet. We'll get there. That's all I can say on that, really, is I haven't got there yet, but we will.
Do you think you can?
In some lifts, maybe. In bench press, definitely going to be difficult. I mean, don't want to say never, but it'd be hard. I mean, I'm sure if I really wanted to squat 700 pounds, I could. It's just I don't know, like, what benefit I might get from that. I mean, the clean would probably be hard to catch. I'm sure there's some stuff I could, but I mean, it wouldn't be easy.
So what do Hayden Mays and Jackson Cantwell like to do when they're hanging out away from the football field or the track? Hayden, kind of tell me some of the favorite things you guys do together.
I mean, honestly, there's plenty of stuff. We usually just like to hang out. I mean, there's not a lot. Sometimes we'll go to dinner in groups. Sometimes we'll play cards just for fun, just to kill time. But sometimes we'll like watch football or play football. Just it's kind of a mix of everything. Nothing too specific.
Tell me the things you're better than Jackson at, so we can stop the Ricky Bobby talk. Give me a couple things.
Man, I'd say I don't know this for sure, but I might have gotten a better math and science on the ACT, and so I'd like to think I'm pretty good at those. Yeah. So who knows?
What about like the ladies? Are you better with the ladies?
He did really well on that.
Did he? Jackson, is he better than you with the ladies?
Let's see if he lies. Let's see what his answer is.
I mean, it kind of depends. I don't know. It just depends on the situation. I mean,
depends on what exactly.
I mean, just like I've had a girlfriend for a while, but I mean, he's had one too, and so there's not really like too specific. I guess I don't really know.
Tell me 2 or 3 restaurants.
Well, Hayden got lucky and found his wife early, and I didn't.
Okay.
Okay. So he has his wife picked out?
Yeah, he got lucky. I didn't. That's that. He just got he got thrown a lob on a 6-foot goal, and the goal is about as wide as the city of Nixa itself. That was always going to happen.
Yeah, it was pretty easy.
I know both of you can probably put down some food. I mean, you're 300 and 325. Tell me 2 or 3 restaurants that should be shuddering in fear when you two walk in. Hayden?
Absolutely, man. That's there's a lot of good restaurants there. I mean, I know he'll definitely say some of the same ones. Maybe we after practice, the Shanghai buffet and Nixa, we got to talk a couple times. Local get base shout out to those guys. First NIL deal I ever got. Some other. We got the Applebee's and Nixa. There's some good ones for sure that we've estimated.
Hayden, are you a better eater than Jackson? Can you put more away?
I don't know if I can put more away than he can. It kind of depends, depending on how else we've eaten through the day. But I think if we're both pretty hungry, we can both put away plenty. And so I'm not 100% sure, but yeah.
What would be your reaction, Hayden, if Jackson did decide to come back next spring and not enroll early, and you had a 4th year of him in track and field?
I mean, a lot of people are talking about me winning state next year and all that, but honestly, I think it would be great. That 1-2 punch that we bring to every meet is a lot of fun, and so I would absolutely not say no. It would be a lot of fun.
That's good to know, isn't it, Jackson? That he'd be welcoming, and that's kind of what you expect, isn't it, from him?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I mean, it's just cool. The kind of draw for me to come back in June is 2 things. Obviously, the main thing would be just to try and chase greatness. I mean, the state record in disc or even the national record in the shot would be the 2 things I'd be looking at. But at the end of the day, for me, it'd also be cool to kind of spend some more time with my guys. I mean, after I leave here, I mean, I probably, to be honest, my parents are going to move, and I don't know when the next time I'll be back in Nixa would be. So it's not like, I mean, a part of me would be kind of gone at that point. So that's something that I'd be, maybe I don't want to give up just yet, would be the thinking on that.
Hayden, what's it been like? And both of you can talk about this, but Kenzie Medley, he's your offensive line coach and your strength coach, your shot and discus coach at Nixa. Has it been kind of fun having the same guy for both sports?
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's kind of a year-long bond that we're able to build. Just on that personal level, we're able to spend a lot more time with him and get to know him. And so it's helped, I think, both of us just building that personal relationship to help us get better. Because everyone's in it for the same goal, and that's to get better. And so that kind of year-long bond that we can build has absolutely helped both sports. It's been amazing.
Hayden, what do you see Jackson doing 10 years from now?
Man, I mean, I see him in the NFL. I think he's a great player, and he works really, really hard. So I don't see any reason why he wouldn't be.
Are you going to be disappointed if he doesn't throw the shot in college?
I mean, I'd love to see it. Love to see how far he could go, but I wouldn't blame him whatsoever. I mean, football schedules are year round, and so I wouldn't blame him at all.
Jackson, what do you see Hayden doing 10 years from now? Did we freeze Jackson up there or not? Looks like we may have a internet issue there with Jackson. So, Hayden, what do you see yourself doing 10 years from now?
I mean, kind of like I said earlier, I mean, going to college for engineering would be my ideal goal. And so throwing in college is going to be great. Throwing or football or whatever I can do in college is going to be great. And I want to get that degree, and I want to, find a good place to have a good career, honestly.
Couldn't be much better way to go out than maybe a state championship in football, and then you win a double championship in shot and disc your senior year, could you?
I mean, it'd be pretty cool. I don't know. It'd be two things I haven't experienced before, and so it'd be pretty awesome.
You see yourself and Jackson staying in touch for years and years down the road?
Absolutely, man. I think, I've known him for years, and like he's one of my best friends, if not my best friend, and I'd absolutely stay in touch with him no matter where he goes.
All right. Any dirt you want to throw on him? Maybe a secret about Jackson Cantwell that people don't know about him right now before I let you go?
Man, that's the tough one. Everyone always asks me that, and I always try to think of something. I can never think of anything on the spot. Um, no, I can't really think of anything. He's pretty. I mean, nothing too crazy with him. So, I don't know.
Did you have people trying to get you to influence him where to go on the college thing, other schools, or not?
Yeah, I've had a lot of people say, when he was a couple days out from making his decision, people were asking me all the time, like, "Where's he going? I think he's going here. You should get him to go here." There's all the jokes like, he'd flip to like a community college or anything, and so a lot of people tried to get me to talk to him or ask him where he was going, and it was a lot of people wanted to know where he was going.
Well, I appreciate your time, and I'm sorry we lost the connection with Jackson. We thank him for his time. And Hayden, I think you're just an incredible teammate for your friend there, and it's your turn, okay? Next year, go win both, okay?
Yes, sir. We'll see what we can do.
You bet. Thanks, Hayden. Hayden Mays and Jackson Cantwell, Nixa High School. Again, starters on an offensive line that ended up finishing second in the state, of course, winning the COC last year. They'll both be back blocking for Adam McKnight and company over at Nixa this fall, which should make the Eagles a heavy favorite again in the area. And then, of course, the track and field in the spring. It's a highlight to see those two and what they can do with the shot put and discus. Jackson winning 3 consecutive state shot put championships and discus championships, the last 2, and Hayden being right there and pushing him all the way there. So appreciate both their time for this interview. Big thank you to our sponsors, Fast Break Sports. They're located 3109 South Campbell. Of course, they are your home for all things sports cards and collectibles, supplies, you name it, they've got it at Fast Break Sports. Yeah, I'd be heading over there now if I were you to stock up on Jack Caglione rookie cards, the rookie sensation that's been called up by the Royals now and playing a little first base and DH and eventually in the outfield there to help the Royals offense pick things up. But Fast Break Sports, again, 3109 South Campbell, your home for all things sports memorabilia, cards, collectibles. They've got it there. Also, the Pitch Pizza and Pub, located in the Southern Hills Shopping Center off East Sunshine. Brian Bevel and his staff, great place to go grab a pizza, their calzones, their appetizers like their smoked wings. It's all good, lunch or dinner at the Pitch Pizza and Pub. Great meeting areas, too. So if you have a group that needs a meeting for a networking group or any kind of party or a function that you need to have a group in a room, give them a call at the Pitch Pizza and Pub. And lastly, Thompson Sales, our friends over at 1555 East Independence. They've been in business since 1919. They're your home for new and used GMC, Buick, and Cadillac cars and trucks over there at Thompson Sales, where the Thompson boys are dealing. Again, thanks for tuning in this week. We'll see you next week on Around the Ozarks Sports Scene.